You're forgetting about your pet rat man.
Oh yeah,
Your pet
I've
golem rat.
I've really come around on Richard. Boy,
He's a good dude. He's really trying his
I
best.
really didn't like him when he first showed up, but after listening to the series again and catching up when we took our long break, I realized as I was re-listening to it, I'm like, why, why was I being so mean to this dude? He's clearly a poor, pathetic survivor. Like Max gives all these context clues that we really don't have to worry about him, and I'm still like, I don't trust that guy.
And then at one point, Max
every
just gave
single
up.
game. I think every single game has to have a character like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just the most pathetic guy that you guys
Just
absolutely
abuse the
fucking
shit
punk
out
on
of.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I start running D&D, you're gonna meet a merchant named Richard, and he's gonna be like, how may I help you today, fellow adventurers? And you're like, shut the fuck up, give me a 90% discount, and he'll do it.
This was years ago now, but I ran the introductory 5th edition D&D session for my kids. The campaign rather. We only did one session, so we only got like 1/5 the way through it. But their characters walk up to this goblin cave, and there's a couple scouts outside. They managed to kill 2 of them and take the 3rd one prisoner. So I was like, oh, so if you guys want, you can interrogate them about what's inside the cave. So we had him do some persuasion rolls, and they got some information from him. And then my oldest son, Gabriel, was like, okay, what do we do with him now? I'm like, you guys can do whatever you want with him. So they were like, can we throw him in the river? I was like, yeah, go for it. So they threw this poor goblin that they had abused and interrogated into the river. And I was like, yeah, that's D&D for you. That's exactly what you do.
A non-lethal way of getting him to not be a problem anymore.
He was out of sight.
You
He
could have
couldn't.
had a pair of little psychopaths who were like, we fucking kill him instantly.
Yeah.
They were like, no, we'll just shuffle him on to the next town or something
They
via
threw him in the
waterway.
river. So my plan was, if we played long enough, I was going to bring that guy back, and he was going to have a vendetta he had to settle against them for throwing him in the river, but we never got there.
Yeah.
For all you know, that goblin's roaming around all over the world, searching.
This poor guy. The story's never going to be resolved.
Yeah, he's got real bad directions. He went in the complete opposite direction.
He doesn't know upstream from downstream.
I got an idea for my story now.
Oh God.
Sorry, I got distracted by the image.
That's Tom Morello over there on the left, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So last time we ended off with a harrying situation being resolved, with mechs, androids being defeated on top of some catwalks above a bay room with a stripped down ship. The group decides to, after recuperating briefly, to go down the stairs to examine the room, and they see a bunch of torn up androids and the broken down ship inside the bay room. And upon not seeing anything of real note at brief glances, Billie goes to a door next to the stairwell, as I recall, to see if he can see anything, and he only sees a wide corridor leading further into the station. And sorry, I got distracted by an image again.
We'll stop. I promise we'll stop.
No, it's fine. It's me being stupid.
Sounds like a summary of my life. Distracted by an image.
Ooh, pretty sparkly. Billie, after checking in and getting bored, opens the door and lets into the bay room a cold draft that's being spread out through the corridor into their room. And the group decides to investigate. And going in, they reach I think it was a bigger hangar with 3 starships, battle starships, fighter starships, two of them hanging up in the air, and one towards ground level, with a big cube in the middle of the room with that is connecting to the starships. Prevalent to all of them is this deep, deep cold, one that is very likely to start causing harm if it's not being taken care of. The group then splits up and starts to check their surroundings, with Larry staring in the back, making sure that he doesn't get jumped again. Uh, Johnny goes to examine a computer desk, and he starts trying to fiddle with it and doesn't really get too much information. Uh, during, during that time of investigation, Larry hears a noise coming from a room nearby, which sounds like kind of like crackling on ice or stepping or something like that. And shout whispering goes, "There's something here!" And getting their attention, they set up to open the door that is kind of frosted over, and taking no consideration of that, Larry tries to open the door and manages to get his hand stuck and take frost damage. Uh, Once the door's open, Billy tries to go inside and almost freezes his eyes out because of how sudden cold the room is. So the party can only see that the room is mostly dark. There is some kind of canister cylinder thing in the middle of the room, but they can't tell what the source of the noise that Larry heard was, even after a glow stick is thrown by Billy. So instead, the party decides to find some kind of suit that will allow them to go into the room, thereby going to one of the ground floor fighter starship and open it up, finding a desiccated pilot uh, who happens to have a fi- um pilot suit that would protect against the cold. Billy is completely fine using the remains of somebody else in a way. So he just takes the suit right off the body and immediately proceeds to put it on, even while even while Johnny happens to find a whole nice and crisp suit inside a compartment next to the body.
Billy is
So
unafraid.
really, it really just doesn't care.
Caution of -1.
I mean, if you're covered in shit all the time, it doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
if you add to that.
Hmm.
So, all suited up, Billy and Johnny now prepare themselves and go into the freezing room to investigate what is causing all this cold, what is causing all this noise. And going in, Johnny notices that the cylinder is all shot up and that there's bodies around it, and loudly proclaims, "Somebody just shot this thing." Uh, Meanwhile, Billy goes to recover his glow stick and see what it is that is causing the noise, only to find a frozen over android that is by millimeters and centimeters trying to break free and get at his face. In a panic, Billy pushes and harms himself off of the android to get away from it. And this in turn causes Johnny to turn around to spot the very slow threat. after that push, the android manages to get a grab at Billy and causes him some very painful shoulder rubs. And after that that tight squeeze, Billy manages to get up off him by shooting the android straight up into its skull with his last shot because he did not bother to reload his gun. And after getting some more distance, Johnny's given some room to take some shots at it as well, but misses for the most part and only manages to do a glancing blow with one of the shots. And seeing that he has no real uh, influence on the fight, Larry decides to instead watch over the room to make sure nothing happens. And Rice, over the shoulders of both Billy and Johnny, manages to get a good shot on the android without even being able to see it. So that was impressive.
Thank God for Ryson.
Ryson. And then, with no capability of being able to see anything due to Billy's wondrous shot and it being frozen over, the android tries to move about only to swing into the very wondrous killing blow that Johnny makes with the butt of his gun, and the threat is neutralized, and there is no more uh, crackling noise, as that was apparently the source of the very odd reactions to the room that Larry was experiencing. Um, Once that is all settled, the group then decides to recover with uh, the very first use of med packs
Oh yeah.
for Billy. Um, Larry takes the suit that Billy was using in order to fix up the canister that was in the middle of the room, which happens to have been due to the shots be leaking the coolant that's causing so much uh, frosting of air and potential damage to the group. Um, so you take care of that. In the meantime, Johnny looks around, tries to find another terminal that could possibly give more information, and during his perusing, happens to notice a pair of eyes looking at him from the center of the screen of one of the terminals. Once he notices it, he, quite frankly, immediately says no and just cancels out of the interaction. Then he tries to type something, but the eyes come back and it starts to try to type something to him on the screen. And he says, "Nah, I'm good," and cancels out of that again. Finally, he decides to have some patience and witnesses the whatever it is state to him to not trust anything in the room. They are not safe. They need to not trust anything that's mechanical and to make their way east. Wondering how to tell what east is, he asks where to go and is told to go out of the room back to where they came down the passage and make their way to the, I believe it was called the Chief Science Observation Room. So uh, before he manages to type out "Okay, thanks," smiley face, the screen blanks out, and the entity, whatever it is, apparently could not get that message of "thank you." Johnny then relays what witness to the rest of the group. And as they're deciding what to do next, the cube in the middle of the room comes to life and starts to move one of the fighter jets, the fighter starships, having it positioned above the group. It's at that point, Larry goes, "Yeah, no," and just starts hauling ass away, and his actions inspire the rest of the group to follow him. As they run away, the starship drops out of the air onto the ground near where they were, and they manage to get away safely and proceed on to the directions eastward that they were given, trying to reach the room that was requested by the entity. I'm gonna keep calling it entity because I have no other
The
description
eyes.
for it. The eyes. Um, on the way there, they go through the bay with the stripped down ship, I believe it was, and nobody else but Billy, because he happened to be thinking about the androids, notices that the androids are gone, having
Hmm.
with drag marks on the floor, leading away towards some dark, secluded corner.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Billy chooses not to tell anybody about it either. So they all progress, and of course, as has been the norm, they progress into a blocked door. But luckily, there is a vent shaft at the top of the door with enough room for even a normal person to go through. So after having tried to force the door open, even with pure muscle, Jonny even somehow manages to move the door. They can't get it open. So the group decides to instead go through the vents all as a group because there was no way Larry was going to go in there alone. He wanted a friend buddy to go with them at the very least, but the whole group goes. So Larry, leading the way, goes into the vent with the rest, with all of the group. Thanks to the help of Billy, doing the no effort boosting for everybody,
Yeah,
except for Richard, who's just scampers up like Gollum.
that's right.
Um, so with Billy at the back, Larry at the front, Rice at second, Richard, and then Jonny. They progress through the vents, manage to go past the blockage, and during their travels, Larry notices that there's more noise than there should be around the vent and has everybody stop. And the noise doesn't stop. There's something else there with very many legs. So that freaks out the group and they start rushing towards the vent exit. And as they're reaching to it, a knife like thing pierces through the vent right where Rice's stomach is. And the balls of steel Ryson decides that instead of moving on with his life and going on to the vent entrance, he's gonna try to look to see what stabbed at him through the hole. He doesn't see anything, and somehow nothing happens to that eye. So, deciding that he will just keep going, he goes. And the rest of the group goes on. Larry manages to get the vent open and goes straight on through, and everybody else goes straight on through too. There's a whole pile in that room with Larry being at the very bottom. Uh, as the group was recovering, Billy and Jonny examined the room, but somehow Jonny just doesn't notice fuck all wrong. He doesn't know anything. He just looks around. There's there's daisies and butterflies as far as he's concerned. Billy, however, notices that there is a certain horror over Johnny. There's amalgamation of androids, very different from the one that they first experienced. One of a very spider-like creation, with multiple heads and much smaller, compact form is hanging from the ceiling over Johnny. Its appendages reaching toward him, and Billy breaks out, makes a loud exclamation, and I don't remember if he did shoot or he was about to.
I think that's where we left off, right?
I think you did. You screamed, and then it said, "No, no, no," and flew and
Yeah, it
fled.
did flee. I think you did shoot because we were
But
keeping
I
track of your
missed.
bullets. I think
There's
that was
like
the
a
very last
critical
one.
miss, I think.
Right, and then it's at that point we were closing off the night, and at that point we were deciding whether or not to initiate combat or let it flee.
Yes, I remember that.
And that was last time.
Thank you, Mike.
Yup,
Yeah,
yup.
thank you as usual.
So this time we are without Harry, who was Johnny, on account of him being unavailable, I think, for the remainder of the campaign. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it sounds like.
Unless the campaign happens to take more than a year.
Well, we'll see. We may be all dead before then. Okay, so I was going to mention two things. Was it two things? Oh, yeah, I was going to mention two things. One is, I know that I healed up, Billy healed up after the cold android combat. I took more damage at some point, though, because I wrote down specifically that I only have 4 out of 10 hit points. I don't remember when
think
that
that's
was.
That was during that fight. I don't think you changed it back to 10.
No, I distinctly remember changing it to 10 and then taking more points of damage. At some point. I took 3 and then I took another 3. I don't remember why, but I know I was at 10 of 10 after the frozen android
Yeah, I
fight.
remember that too, Pim, because we made a joke that you healed up and then instantly
Yeah.
lost the exact same amount back.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was from, but yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, I don't remember. Anyway, so I just wanted to note I'm at 4 of 10. I don't know what everybody else is at. I think you guys are all at full health, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, unless I took some fall damage. I don't think I took any
Oh,
other
I'm
damage.
pretty sure I took fall. Yeah, I think I took fall damage. I
Um,
don't remember. And then the other thing I was going to mention is, of course, don't forget to keep track of your failed saves.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
need to do one more fail to do that thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, at this point we just need to decide on shooting at it or letting it go. I think that Larry from the ground with his shaking gun, he would just like aim at it and just but seeing it flee,
I
probably
could
won't shoot.
I could be mistaken, but I thought we had decided to let it go, or am I wrong?
I think we just
I thought so as
we-
well.
Okay, yeah. That's fine too.
Because it started scampering away, and we were like, "Ooh, this is not good." And I think we just decided to stay
Yeah, that was
put.
right near the end.
Yeah. The other question I have, I guess it's not another question. It's my first question. What's happening with Johnny? Did he just have a heart
He's here
attack
for
and
now.
die? Okay.
He's there, stunned that this
Yeah.
this creature was like hovering over him and he didn't notice.
I was thinking maybe the shock of it made him go catatonic or something.
Yeah, he's a Richard until the chance to kill him off.
Well, I'm sure he'll go out like a hero. Watch what happens is the next time we enter a room, he trips over the airlock and falls on his face and dies. Jonny, no! Oh,
Oh well, moving on.
Where's Johnny?
I'm taking his clothes.
Someone give me the name badge.
Mhm.
We might need it.
All right, but yeah, that's where we begin. You guys are in this dimly lit room, flush with these dark navy blue lights, surrounded by these high stacks of metal shelving units. You see the vent high above you that you all fell out through, and the corner where this moving spider-like android figure seems to have disappeared into. And for the moment, everything sounds quiet and calm. You're free to investigate as you please.
Okay. And you said previously, I think, that this room looks like some kind of storage room. Like there's tall shelves.
Yeah, it looks like a Costco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the individual standing shelving units, like all the way up to the ceiling, covered in boxes, spare wiring, stuff like that.
Okay. And we when we came through the vent, we could distinctly hear the creature crawling around outside of it, right?
Yeah.
Can we hear any, like, has it gone so far away that we can't hear it anymore?
Yeah, give me a check, please.
Okay. I'm gonna say that's, oh gosh, acumen probably, or wait, maybe it's communication because I'm trying to listen.
I would accept either.
So it's 2d10, right?
Yep.
+1.
Yeah, let's see if the bot wants to work properly this time.
There it
Hey,
is.
he does.
8. Oof.
8. Yeah, you listen in, and at this point, the like groans of the metal shelves sort of, not wobbling, but just bearing the weight of all the stuff they're carrying, and the other sounds of the ship have drowned out the tink 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 walking of this spider.
Okay.
Thing.
So from Billy's perspective, I think I'm just passing along the group. I can't hear it anymore. It sounds like it's gone out of earshot. I'm thinking we're safe enough to at least check out the room.
Well, Larry gets shakily up his back and quite loudly proclaims, "Glad I'm not the only one that had to deal with that."
Oh yeah, that's right. Ooh, thanks, Max.
Mm-hmm. Be careful if you upload this. I don't know if that's copyrighted. I mean,
See.
they're using a property in the video, so I imagine whoever this person is does not mind that much themselves.
You know me, I fight the power.
Proof.
I
Your
don't.
hotel room is your bedroom.
Sorry, I have to listen to an ad first. I don't know.
No.
I'm not sure. I'm sure that there are restrictions if it's copyrighted music, but I'm not. None of my videos are monetized, so.
Oh yeah, you're chilling then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm chilling or not. But...
And
If James
just
Cameron is
ask-
upset by it, he can come fist fight every one of us. Okay, he's floating on the Avatar money right now. He's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got an Instagram. I don't know why, but I didn't take him for a public kind of guy.
Yeah, no, he seems like he'd be like down at the bottom of the ocean or something.
Yeah, he's got a. Well, the first post I clicked on was from January 14th. I was like, oh, he's got a very active Instagram. Like, this is several posts down. I'm like, wait, hold on.
A year ago.
14th is in the future. It was indeed a year ago.
Mm.
I just saw January. I was like, oh, Jesus. That's like the 9th post this month was going on.
He is one hip
see.
grandpa.
Yeah, seriously. No, 9 posts a year. That sounds more accurate to what I have imagined. Anyways, yeah, pardon that. So you guys are in this room. You can kind of look around. You're sort of in the corner of the room is where this vent has dropped you out, so you can wander around the shelves going sort of down or to the left from your guys' perspective.
Yeah.
See what's on the nearest shelves.
Oh yeah, sure. You take a look. There's like one of those large metal futuristic style crates that you saw in the like flight bay, same kind of style. It's sealed right now, but on top of it are all, like I said, spare wires, light bulbs, and light fixtures, that kind of stuff. You see like the most fundamental parts of the android, not like a whole arm, but like one rod that would make up the arm, that kind of stuff. Spare computer terminals that are obviously unplugged from everything. If you're looking for anything in particular, you can give me a roll though and let me know what you're trying to find.
First aid supplies. That's what I'm trying to find.
No, sure. Go ahead and roll.
What do you think? Acumen, probably?
That sounds right. Excuse me.
Glad that wasn't me. 17 is what I rolled.
Yeah, for sure. You find a small kit with like the basic kind of stuff you would use.
Okay.
I should say.
I'm going to alert the group that I found some. I don't know if anybody else needs any, but I'm going to patch myself up really quick. Do I roll to see how much I heal myself for, or am I just back to full? Or...
We'll call it a D6.
D6. All right. Boy, I'm just rolling like crazy. This is great. Aha! I'm back to full.
Nice.
First aid is one of my pilot specialties. You got to be able to do some nice antiseptic work.
He was about to say clean.
No, I was just going to say,
to.
you got to be worried about sepsis when you're a shit sitting pilot.
So the first aid kit has like 2 uses left. You can either heal you some hit points, or if you're like dying, it'll stop you from dying, but not restore any health.
Okay, so that kit I have 2 uses left. I'll just stick it in my bag then.
Cool.
Okay. Anybody else need to look for anything particular?
I don't think Larry needs anything.
Are there any signs in this space indicating, like, aisles, that kind of thing?
No, it doesn't look like it.
So, this, would Larry know if we're still in an eastward direction in reference to the corridor they were in?
Good question.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we've one of the shelves.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to find an exit from the room. Preferably not a vent.
Alright. Yeah, the room is not super large, so you guys could split up and sort of cover it wall to wall, or you can travel through the maze of shelves, get to the middle.
What's the lighting situation like in here?
Just very, like, dark blue lights all around about head level. So that's the bottom level of this room, and like I said, that very like monochrome blue lighting.
Yeah. Okay, so not
shadows,
not unlit, but if we want to be able to see anything specific, we would need to shine a lantern right at it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think Billie is probably going to explore in the direction of whatever we last heard that creature go in.
Okay.
Not that he's like looking to start a fight or anything, but he just kind of wants to see if he can judge where it disappeared to.
Yeah. The upper shelves are clear, so you could kind of watch it until it got about the opposite side diagonal of the room from you. Okay. So you can start making your way that way.
That's what I'll do.
All right. Adam and Mike. Larry and Rice, are you going to follow in?
Go ahead. Ed.
Yeah. A bit of distance.
Sure, that's probably smart.
Yeah.
I'll roam one shelf right
Okay.
and make my way that way too.
All right. So the three of you, with a bit of space between all of you, make your way across the room, like left to right, traveling through these shelves, weaving, watching all this pile of stuff, not very well organized, sort of loom over you guys. Mike, as you travel more between the shelves on the opposite side from the group, you see more and more specified materials, let's say. It goes from being, wires and cables that you could use for all sorts of things to being much smaller ports and spare parts and stuff. And eventually you see a number of these like foam panels, and you very quickly recognize them as the same style of panel from the room that you've been in previously that had like no sound and was deeply pressurized.
Okay, and these are just panels that you would put on, right?
Yeah.
Am I able to examine it to tell what kind of material it is?
Yeah, definitely. You can pick one up and sort of, hey, welcome.
Hey, Revamp.
How you doing, Revamp?
Hi.
You've caught us just past the intro. Anyways,
I know you said that you were thinking about just being muted, but if you want to join in conversations, you're more than welcome to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. To get back to it, though, Mike, yeah, you can definitely pick up these panels and sort of get a feel for what's going on with them. I assume you are asking to do so?
Yes.
All right, yeah. You can pick one up and you see they're multi-layered. There's like a small amount of metal on the very like base of it that has a slot for it to be connected to some sort of port. And then after that is this thick layer of ceramic, and then on top of the ceramic is the foam that does the, actual dampening. And the panels are about like the size of your torso. They're pretty big, decently heavy.
Okay.
And there are dozens of them in this stack alone. You can see more stacks of them on higher shelves and in other places as you weave through these shelves.
Okay. I'll continue to progress so I'm not too split up from the party, but
Sure.
I'll take inventory of whatever else I can notice about them. And I'm assuming with that very brief look, I can at least determine how to work with them if I need to.
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
I'm not in the same row, but and I'm not. I guess okay. Sorry, never mind. I'm not aware of what Larry's looking at. My mistake.
All right. I mean, you guys are, I assume, not far enough from each other that you don't see that Larry's like looking at something at all, right?
I mean, assuming it's Costco shelves, we could probably see each other through gaps in the stuff that's stacked on the shelves. But that said, I think Billy's attention is pretty well
All right.
dedicated to trying to determine where that creature disappeared to.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, just a really quick thought. I don't know why, but I wrote down on my sheet in front of me, Mr. Helper. What was Mr. Helper?
Oh, that was a
that
joke
was
that
the
Max
name tag
did
on the suit, I think.
Oh, okay.
on the Android.
Ah, okay. All right. I was like, is that a character that we talked to, or what was that? Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
there was an android with like a, mechanic's jumpsuit on, and that was the tag embroidered into it.
Okay, cool.
That's right. And your space pilot suit is the the suit of one of the adopted
Yeah.
Anderson or whatever the name was.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's right. I didn't write down
Anderson,
that name.
Anderson.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's good. All right. Okay. Sorry to take us off track
Yeah.
there.
All right. So yeah, Mike, for sure, Larry can take a second look at this, put it down, and you know sort of how to interact with it from now on. And Billy, you continue leading the charge. You've made it across the north wall of this. You've reached the west, and now you can see a straight shot to where this creature exited. And you see this little, occasional blinking light up there. Looks less like, a strobe light or something, more like loose wires letting off this light flicker every so often. And you can see there's a hole almost punched or rusted away that this thing seems to have slipped through. You could get closer to get a better look. You're still, instead of being opposite diagonal, you're opposite, like, parallel to it now.
Yeah. And this is something that could easily fit like a human body, could squeeze through it.
It'd be a little tight, but yeah.
Okay. Can I oh gosh, okay. Let me remind myself how many I know I said I had like I didn't write down the number. I know I had like a rubber banded set of glow sticks. I want to say I think I previously said I had like 6 or 8 or something like that. But I
Sure.
think that I was down to 3 or so.
Oh yeah, you've used a fair few. I'm kind of willing to hand wave it. I mean, glow
No,
sticks are pretty small. You could keep them on you.
Yeah, I know, but I
And,
kind of like to stick to limitations if I know that they exist.
There should be some in the room.
Oh, that's
Right.
true.
That is true. You're in a big ass storage space right now.
That's true.
If there'd be
Okay.
a time to resupply.
Well, let's unless we actually take a second to for me to find them, let's just say on the background that when I found my medical supplies, I grabbed another 5 or so.
Yeah,
glow
some
sticks.
real industrial grade glow sticks.
Yeah, yeah, the kind that hum when you crack them. There's such a serious chemical reaction going on.
They're
One
powered by
use,
uranium
guaranteed.
and shit, dude.
Yep. Yeah.
I was about to say, one use, guaranteed 10 years of glowing, both the glow stick and you.
Right. Yeah. 8 hours of light, 6 years off your life.
You don't even need a piss to find that light.
That's right. Okay, so I'm just gonna crack a glow stick and throw it in that hole. And 2 things I'm trying to do when I do this. One is listen to see if anything scrambles in case that creature is just hiding right inside, and maybe the light startles it to move. And then the other is, well, maybe that's the only thing I'm doing actually. That's probably it. I'm assuming that if I don't hear anything, I'll poke my head in and take a look in either direction and see what I can see.
Man,
Sure, it
Rice,
is
I thought
way up
you
there
had
on the
the
ceiling,
balls.
so you'd have to like climb up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that detail. If I got up onto the nearest shelf to that opening, would I be able to reach it from that shelf, or would I need to actually like scramble up a wall or something?
Yeah, you need to. There are shelves like adjacent to it that you could climb, but it's up there.
Okay.
And these shelves, you can tell, do not look super sturdy already.
If they're starting saying "do not climb,"
There's probably like a little danger warning
Yeah.
sticker. If there was neutral lighting in here, it'd be bright yellow.
Okay, the last thing I want to do is set off a domino effect where all these shelves topple over.
You'd
Okay,
crush.
well,
or
I think
fire.
maybe then with a better understanding of the geography, because I don't think I was listening properly the first time, Billy is going to alert Johnny and Larry. Johnny, Larry, and Rice that I've located the hole I think the creature escaped from. It's way up near the ceiling, and it's not something we can really reach. So, I mean, it seems like we're on our own.
Alrighty then. Do you want to look for the exit from this room then?
Unless somebody's got something specific they want to try to find in the supply cache here.
not maybe because it seems to be sensitive sound. Throw something small but hard in the hole.
Is it
See how it reacts to that.
from where we're at, Max? Does that sound like something that would be humanly possible to be able to toss something in there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It'd be like a basketball on extremely hard difficulty, but definitely doable.
Okay. Well, it was
Just to
Rice's
give you like an
idea.
idea of how big the hole is. It is like basketball hoop sized, and it's like 30 feet up.
Oh shit!
Well, it's just if it's near the hole, that's close enough. As long something small and metal will bounce off, make a noise.
All right, Rice, go for it, buddy.
3 position.
That's a good guess. Yeah, that's good. Sounds good to me.
Go ahead and give me a roll. 10. Yeah, that's pretty good. You pick up like a small package of bolts or something. You give it a nice toss up there. It clinks in like behind the wall of this room that you're in. You can hear the whole package of them drop down, bounce off whatever sort of connections are, in the wire work of this place, and eventually comes to rest at the bottom. You all wait a minute. You don't hear anything move.
That's good to know.
All right, so either we're alone or that creature has incredible discipline. Okay, yeah. Gosh, I just went through everybody's name before I finally got to my character's name. Billie is going to turn to Larry and Rice and Jonny and offer them a hit from the 120 proof flask that he has, and also pass around the smelling salts in case anybody wants them. Otherwise, he's ready to try to find an exit from this room and keep going in the direction the eyes were telling us to go.
Larry takes a hit.
Of the booze or the salts or both?
That.
Okay. It's the old upper downer that averages out to just be a nice, cool, mellow.
You're having capital T, capital E, the experience.
Yeah. We call this the
It's
pilot's...
the same as a normal experience, but more.
Yeah, we call this the pilot's 8-ball.
All right. So you passed one door while you were on your way here. It is kind of right in front of where the vent dropped you out. You can look through, all the spacing between shelves, and you can see the blocked door that you were originally trying to enter through.
Billy can already
And
tell
that
where
is-
he's going to throw his shoulder if this thing doesn't open up right away.
And basically where you guys are now, in order to toss something through the hole in the ceiling, there's this smaller, more circular port-style door. But you don't see any warnings that indicate this leads directly out to space.
That's a ringing endorsement right there.
Yeah, it's that, shape and style of door, but there's no don't open this, don't do it anywhere
Okay.
in sight.
If this station really was trying to kill us, that would be the easiest way to do it. Just remove the warnings from a door that'll actually throw us out into space.
Yeah, just have one android come and scrape all the stickers.
Yeah,
No, look, I'm running through here. Look,
we don't
see?
need
And
these spiders and amalgamations and...
No, honestly, the best way to be you don't even need to remove the signs. Just let the party open the door.
Yeah.
Okay, and Larry would be proponent for the normal door. I mean, I'm assuming that that's the way east. Considering we were trying to go through the block door, and that door is opposite of that.
I mean, given that every door we've encountered, we've needed our Offboarder to use his master's degree in engineering to get through it, Billy's going to follow Larry's advice on whatever is door related here.
Yeah, doors in the future are not for civilian use.
No.
All right, Adam and you.
Don't really know.
So then we're all
Alright.
going with Larry's suggestion.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Okay. All right, Larry. The entire party's life rests upon your choice.
Again.
Yeah, there's nothing in your guys' way. You're all able to converge around this nice wooden door that leads, as Mike suggested, eastward from here.
And is it? Well, I guess I'll let Larry determine how the hell we open this thing.
It's just like a normal wooden door. It seems
Oh!
unlocked. I'm just waiting,
Oh,
waiting to get the okay.
Like an office door.
Yeah.
Not a hatch.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, I guess just because of some of the crazy ass shit we've seen, Billie unholsters his pistol and just keeps it pointed at the ground, finger off the trigger, but he's ready in case this door opening up reveals some monstrosity that wants to eliminate us.
Okay. Who opens the door?
Billie nods at
Excuse me, that was
Larry.
not dramatic enough.
So I guess since it
Who
was Larry-
opens the door? I love doing that. It's so dumb.
Yep. Since it was his idea, first of all, learning his lesson, even though it's a wooden door, Larry will hover the back of his hand around the doorknob just to check.
It
Well-
feels normal. You do not get shocked or anything.
While Larry does that, Billie steps back and does a chest-high kick right into the door.
Yeah!
The door crumbles under his awesome might, revealing another office-style hallway like the one that got you to this whole area.
Okay. That's how you get it done, boys.
Yeah, I hope your foot comes out well next time too.
I didn't roll for damage that time, so I'm assuming it's fine.
Yeah, so you look down the hall, you can see it leads to another door opposite you, and it branches to your left as well.
Left would be north? If we're heading
Yes.
east? Okay. Gents, I don't see a reason to do anything but keep heading east. No?
I mean, I don't see any signs saying anything about observation room. So I would say east.
Yeah. All right. Straightforward then.
All right. You come to the next office-style door opposite you all. Again, it appears to be unlocked. If you do the hand check, it's not a Home Alone heated. It's not electrocuted or anything like that.
Okay. Billie starts to lift up his foot like he's going to kick it down again. He just pauses a moment to give the rest of the group a chance to say something if they think this is stupid.
I mean, there's been plenty of stupid.
That sounds like a ringing endorsement. Fire
All
away.
right, here we go. Kick that door down.
All right. You give it a thud and it...
Yeah!
That wasn't even
Yeah,
me
it
this time. That
swings.
was great.
Oh, I love that. Who was it? I didn't say. I wasn't looking at Discord.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
Thank you
Mike.
very much. And you open this door and it reveals a large, another blocky kind of room with all these side compartments. It's much like the room in which Jonny found the offices with the eye computer.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of those similar style offices, and you could see it's much more organized. Like there's an actual sort of hallway in front of you. Hesitate to say hallway because you're in a hallway now, but
Mhm.
you get what I mean.
Yeah.
That sort of leads forward, branches to the right, and at like an angle to the left, so you can see a little bit in this central area to the room. And all along the way, there are these small doors with like frosted glass, on the top of it.
Okay.
All that.
So seemingly like an office suite of some sort, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Perfect.
Is there any signage indicating where we are? That we're I should have written it down, but Mike had it very clearly. What the space the eyes told us to go to. I can't remember.
I believe, from my memory, it was Chief science observation room.
Okay. Anything that would indicate that that's where we are here?
There is not, but there are signs on some of these doors. Like you see the one most immediate to you says engineering.
Okay. Well, Billy's gonna look at Larry and Jonny and Rice and just kind of try to see what it is that they're thinking as we step into this room.
And you said it was an office suite, right?
Yeah.
Can I look down the hallway of that suite and see if there's like some kind of like office directory along the wall?
Yeah, sure. Moving forward into the room a little bit, you can see the hall, like I said, branches hard to the right and at an angle to your left. It doesn't seem like there's, any obvious signage or direction here, but to the left, you can see there's a block of desks with 4 computer terminals that seem sort of central to the whole space. They've got wires leading out to some of these other rooms, connecting these terminals to other spaces.
Okay. After a cursory glance to see if anything got startled by the oh yeah, Larry will go to the central terminals to see if he can power them up and find anything that will give information.
Sure. Larry does as Mike says. The two of you still stand in the door, or are you guys following?
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm following.
All right.
Keep watch.
The
Mike.
whole group?
The whole group.
Okay. Adam, do you want to keep watch and like stay with the group, or are you gonna kind of post up on this hallway and make sure nothing comes from behind you?
Stay in the group. Well, there's nothing behind us, so I'll stay with the group. But
Okie doke.
keep on my eye out if there's anything.
That sounds good. All right, yeah. The whole group of you makes your way to this central block. Very easy for you, Larry, to interact with one of the computers and get it started, and it comes up with a single large word control before eventually fading to like the usual, index screen.
I type in input.
Yeah, you're already on like that kind of screen. There's like a couple options, and then at the bottom is other. There's like messaging, staff, supply, or like what's the word I'm looking for? Inventory. Hey, you got there. And whatever other sort of stuff you imagine would be on a computer terminal on a space station.
I'll check the messages.
Okay. You see that there's a couple threads, sort of air quotes, active before this place ended up how it was right now, by a couple different people and to several different people. Doesn't look like this was, one person's private station or anything like that.
Is there anything? Is there a thread about the emergency state situation, or is it all just workplace?
Yeah, you look through, you see a couple of the same threads that you've seen when looking before. Like the most recent messages are everyone evacuate, make your way to the predetermined areas you're supposed to go, all the stuff you've read already.
Okay.
You have to scroll down before you get to the more usual communications.
Is there on those usual communications? Is there any thread hinting at observation or navigation or anything like that?
What do you mean?
Like
There's not a thread that says this way to this place.
no.
The
I
group who
was
work
not
here
expecting
knows
that.
where that is.
I meant like I don't know, a thread like from a officer of the observation, science observation, or possibly a a clerk of the navigation department?
Oh yeah, there would be a message like that. The most recent one you can find before, again, getting into like the evacuation protocol, is one from Chief Advisor. Let me get the name here. Sorry. Excuse me. Chief Director Lisa Valioso, informing all the scientific staff about an upcoming meeting. Is like the subject line.
And going into that thread, do I see a room location for that meeting?
Yeah, you do. It says it is being held in the staff and experiment register.
Okay. I let the group know that there's a potential lead at the staff director sector.
Okay.
And you said the other options were inventory and just normal space station stuff, correct?
Yep, inventory, staff, that kind of stuff.
Can I go back to staff and see if I can look up this chief advisor?
Sure, yeah. In fact, as you back out of the messages and enter into the staff list, you see she is listed right at the top above the admiral. Comes with like a little image of her. She's a very stern-looking person, dressed in very formal clothing.
And does it say what her normal office room is?
No, I don't think it would.
Okay.
It gives like a little brief on her, basically, right? Like, she went to this school. Here's her major. Here's her master's. Stuff like that.
Okay.
It's designed for her employees, basically, to like get a sense of what's going on. So.
Okay. And you said it was the staff directory office, correct?
Staff and experiment register is where the meeting is
sorry.
at.
Staff experiment register. Well, it looks like we need to find a room called experiment direct register to hopefully lead us to at least some kind of clue to the chief science observation.
Okay. And I'm just remembering the geography of this space as you laid it out, Max. We had ahead of us a turn to the right or a slightly less sharp turn to the left. Is that right? But there's nothing that continues directly east?
No, you have made that left turn, though. So
Oh,
the
gosh.
right is
I'm
back.
sorry.
Yeah, the left turn led here. So you could go back, or you could continue forward to what looks like another pair of branches, or you could make your way through some of these smaller side office doors.
I think directly east from where we were led to a room called engineering.
Gosh, I don't know. I kind of feel like if Billy were to think about the image he has in his head of the space station when we were approaching, when we were first docking, would he be able to tell, given how much we've moved from where we originally docked, would he have an idea of where we are now on the station relative to where we docked?
Yeah, relative to where you docked, you guys docked. This station is sort of like, I guess I would say almost tadpole shaped, right? It's got the big dome for a head and the two rings just under, and it's got a long tail.
Okay.
You guys docked near the bottom of the tail.
Okay.
So you're up on the smaller of these two rings.
Right. Okay.
And when you're dealing with rings, east and west are kind of relative.
Sure. Yeah. I'm assuming we're talking about like our reference point is the axis of the station, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Billy is Billy's just going to tell the group that he's in favor of going in whatever direction keeps us the most eastward. Because I don't know what we gain by diverting from that, unless we don't trust the eyes, you know.
Well, I think the only way eastward would be going through engineering.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking we should probably do.
Okay.
That's Billie's vote.
Well, I guess we
Okay.
can. Yeah, I guess we can check out engineering, see if they have anything past there.
Yeah, or maybe they've got some kind of super wrench.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Get another
That'd be a
upgrade.
good thing to find.
Sure, Larry's fine with going through engineering, see if we can find anything there. But he'll keep an eye out for both the staff experimental register or sign saying chief chief observation room.
Sure. Real quick, sorry, I'm just drawing out this sort of area for you guys real quick.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take over the computer and update the inventory, so we took some stuff.
That is very accountant.
Man,
Yeah, you make sure.
dude.
That commitment. That's why he's
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The company loves you, man.
I
You
mean,
get
not
on your,
love, but they respect you.
Yeah.
On your company pager, you get like a little thumbs up.
Oh man, that's funny. What would be even funnier if we're not within earshot of the company, that they could even send that thumbs up, and it's just something that Rice has programmed his own pager to do when he does anything accounting related.
I imagine for the accountant class or like occupation, you're working for a fully despotic dystopian company, so there is
Yeah.
nowhere out of earshot of them.
Oh, that's probably true. Yeah, that's probably true. Fair. Mostly theater of the mind revamp.
Like one of the very first images in the top of the tabletop channel has an image of the space station that Max drew out. But for the most part, it's
Yeah.
theater of the mind.
You gotta go
Yeah.
back so far.
It's pinned.
Oh, it's pinned. Yeah, thank you.
I
That's
think
fine.
the
Yeah.
thing's pinned.
If it's not, I'll go back through the channel and find it and pin it.
No, it's here. Here, I'll just I'll copy and paste it so we.
Here, so that is what you guys have explored of this room, where it says storage is the previous room, the
Mhm.
hallway you guys just came through. Engineer is the door, labeled engineer, and you are here as this set of computer terminals, and that continues, sort of.
Oh,
From
okay.
your guys' perspective, I guess I would just call it like northeast. That
Okay.
hall continues, and you can see it branches similarly to the area that you just came from.
So engineering would be north.
Yeah, north.
Yeah.
Okay. And was there any indication what's to the south there, or just?
Well, when you guys walked by, you saw a large door.
Oh, okay. our greatest enemy. Okay.
It's more like the door that you've been kicking down, right? It doesn't have like the frosted glass that lets you peer in, like the offices
Yeah.
here do.
Okay.
But
Well-
engineer does have that glass.
Okay, this is very helpful. I think with this map in mind, Billie is probably less inclined to go to engineering in the sense that it is taking us away from going in the easterly-most direction. But engineering on a space station that has been fucking with us from minute one sounds like a really interesting place to check out.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sure. I'll give us a reason. So I told the group about the staff experimental register room and possibly it being able to lead us something in there to the chief science observation room. But I also say, since we just passed the room called engineering, I would like to see if I could find a badder, bigger wrench.
Yes, super wrench.
A wrench
Sure.
upgrade.
Mhm.
Are we playing Prey?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yo,
you know what? Actually,
dude.
kind of.
There is
If
something
this game
in here
has
just
wrench
like it.
mods, that would be awesome.
I'll add that in second edition.
Yeah. I don't even know what wrench mods would be. How could you even mod a wrench?
Don't tempt me.
You could put like a soda dispenser on it. I bet. You know, like one of those hats that has the straws that run down to you. It'd be
Yeah,
like that.
okay. I was trying to
Pick
think of a mechanical enhancement, but yeah, okay.
I mean,
That is a
like a
mechanical
battery
thing.
on
What do
it.
you mean?
Copper wire, battery, electric damage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True,
you put
yeah,
it
you
at the
could
bottom
go-
of the.
Oh, what's that
And if
game?
you-
Dead Island.
Gosh.
Oh yeah.
There's no
And if
video
you
game
want,
in the
at the
world that
bottom of
hasn't
the
thought
handle-
about things we were already thinking about.
Sorry.
At
Everybody's
the bottom
already...
of the handle, we can always put a Swiss Army knife too.
Bottle opener.
Yep. So yeah, we're all turning around to go into engineering.
All right. Sorry, I have a better map than the one I posted. I just sort of
Oh.
have to blur out some
You
things.
tease.
Yeah. It's got like everything labeled on it, okay? I don't want you guys to know where everything is.
Billy's
Not
gonna
yet.
keep his pistol drawn because he's remembering that engineering is really close to that storage space we were in with the weird mechanical spider, and he's just a little worried that that might be the place that the monster retreated to.
Actually, since
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
go ahead.
No, you first.
Since we're about to go into a whole new room called engineering, do we want to take this opportunity to take the break since it's almost 5:30?
Yeah, we're pretty
Oh,
close, but
you
I'll
guys.
let Max make the call.
Now that you've got the map, you can see because you can pee
Oh,
in
damn.
through like the glass.
It's a hell of a map,
not my
dude.
map. Fair warning.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nice.
Wow.
Yeah, since the door to engineer has the frosted glass, you could peek in. It's not like huge. You can see there's some sort of large machine in there, and a couple, terminal desks.
I think we could probably check it out here within the next 10 minutes and then take our break. Does that sound
Yeah.
fair? Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Unless somebody really needs to pee right this moment.
I'll hold
Well.
it for you guys. The sacrifices I make for my art.
I don't know what the bottles are
Diaper
for.
up.
I'm
Yo.
merely trying to understand the Billie perspective.
What a dedicated GM wants to really get a feel for what his characters are putting
I mean,
themselves
if
through.
you were wondering
I
why
intend to
Max's
cosplay.
chair has a hole now, this is
Mhm.
why.
God. Anyway, so yeah, whoever opens up the door to engineer, whether that's Billie or someone else, you guys can see. Like I said, there's this large, like oil barrel looking thing, with all sorts of spouts connecting it into the wall to the left, which is where you guys came from. And there are the two computer terminals there. They're much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Restricted in terms of what sort of files they can access. It's just a readout for making sure this thing is apparently pumping something at the appropriate amounts.
Okay. So it
We
seems
love
like...
pumping machinery, don't we, folks?
Yes,
I
we do.
apologize.
It seems like this is less of a brain center for the engineering of the entire station and more of kind of it's got like one specific purpose. Does that sound?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say? Okay. Well, Billy looks at Larry like, what do you think?
Does Larry see what he covets?
There are unfortunately no crowbar upgrades yet in the game, but I'll work on those for next
Wrench!
session.
Wrench!
Did I say crowbar? I meant
You
wrench.
said
I
crowbar.
apologize. What a bad,
Well-
what a bad GM I am.
Upon that gaze from Billy, Larry says, "Larry's disappointed. I see not. Interests me."
Has Larry always referred to himself in the third person?
Larry speaks Larry.
Okay.
Larry just looks around the room, and you can very visibly see his disappointment,
Oh,
and
Slumped
just shakes
shoulders.
his head. It's like, I don't see anything.
oh
I think we
man.
should keep going east.
All right. Well, unless Rice or Johnny see something, I'm ready to head back the way we came and go east.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
no
Johnny's,
label on that container, right? Saying what could possibly be.
No, there is not.
in there?
There are all sorts of stickers that an off-boarder like you would recognize as like the safety diamond of the future. Highly flammable, definitely explosive, definitely toxic.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's even more inspiration to get the hell out.
Before
Alright.
Billy shoots something. I'm getting bored over here. I'm gonna shoot something.
I want to make a like a trait system, right? So you pick your occupation, and that gives you all the usual stuff.
Mhm.
But then you can, modify yourself. There's only going to be one for pilot, and it's going to be itchy trigger finger. But yeah, you guys are able to remove yourselves from the engineering room and go back to the control panels there, the control terminals, I should say. And from there, if you guys want to start making your way east, you can do so, and we'll take a break and pick back up when you guys have reached the next intersection.
Yeah.
The next door to be kicked down.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
All right, you want to
Sounds good.
reconvene in, say, 10 minutes?
That sounds good to me.
All right.
But yeah, it was lively enough.
Okay.
Max had to go real quick. He'll be back.
Okay.
All right, I'm back. Did I beat Pam?
Nope.
Welcome back.
Damn.
But
I
technically,
thought
you were
I did.
here ready before I was, so yeah, you did.
I never left.
Don't
Until
call-
just now. and I
Don't
thought
call
I
it a
could make
comeback.
All right. Are we all ready to continue?
We are all ready to
Yep.
continue.
All right. So, progressing from this room east, as you guys said, you come to another carpeted office-like hall and another kickable door. Whether you kick it or you open it nice and gently, it reveals to you this large room dominated by this central tower of servers, like 100 of them. This series of blinking lights and cold gray metal, surrounded by computer terminals, desks, chairs, and sofas.
I told us not to. We have to lick it.
Are you all right? As you approach, you see there are, like I said, it's a bunch of server block. Some of them have like slots for you guys to put something in. Do you lick there or like on the metal?
Ew, don't lick near the slot to put something in.
Bro, it's practice.
Take something out to lick it out, what you do. But I'm not actually going to lick anything.
Good idea.
Darn.
You don't know, man. That could have been the goal of the station the entire time. Well, since we avoided that conundrum, is there a terminal for all those servers?
Oh
Or
yeah,
is it
there's
just
like a dozen of them connected to this block.
I'll take an approach on one of them, see what I can find.
Okay. It is also much more limited than the previous terminal you found. This one only has the staff list.
Okay, and I'm assuming it has the same kind of information as previously.
Yeah, this one is more extensive. If you open up the staff list sort of subsection, you see there, instead of just like being a list of all the fucking people on the ship as the previous one was, this is broken down by what would I say? Not school, like what your role is, not like every individual job. Like there's science, there's police, there's not luxury. Damn, my brain is dropping every other word right now.
Service?
Yeah, thank you. That's not the exact word I was looking for, but that's better.
Close
so
enough.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll take a look at the chief advisor again.
Sure. It doesn't give you any new information, but she is there, and she is listed at the head of the science department. That's the word, not role, department.
Okay. I'll let the party know about that, and I ask Billy if he wants to look up any of the people that he has badges for.
Oh. I could certainly give it a try. I have a Donna McCallie badge. She was a manager. I don't have a last name. I have a blue security badge, first name Edmund. And then we know that Richard has a green badge, which is science. But yeah, let's look up Donna McCallie, and I'm assuming we have to look them up one at a time, but yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You scroll down to find this person's name. Eventually you do. It is under manager, as you said. And it brings up a pretty similar list as it did for the director, Lisa. It's got, her credentials, and in addition, it's lists her years of service for whatever company or organization or something that runs or used to run this station. She's been working here for about 10 years. She started as a science officer and eventually made her way up to management after quite some time.
Okay. If I search the first name Edmund, is there a list of Edmunds, or perhaps there's only one?
Yeah, there's a few. They work in different departments. There's 2 in security and 1 in science.
Okay, let's just pick the first one in security and see what we learn about him.
All right. You are presented with a picture of the most cop-looking guy you've ever seen in your life. And the description is basically follows. It
Okay.
lists previous service to a couple planetary, security organization, and it lists the year that this guy was recruited to this station.
Okay. I'm gonna check the other Edmund too, but if it's the same stuff, you can just say that. You don't have to describe to me everything.
Yeah, it's similar.
Okay. All right. Well, that's everything I can do. Oh, wait, Richard's still with us, right?
He is.
I want to look up Richard.
Sure.
And as I look him up, I give him a look like I'm looking you up, motherfucker.
He cowers, as he tends to do, sort of giving you not puppy eyes, but sad animal eyes. Okay, please don't get mad.
Pem has come to trust him, but Billie has not.
Billie certainly has not.
Yeah.
You find Richard. He is the only Richard Branislaw on the station. He works under the science department, and it looks like he's, not high up, but he's not like the new guy on the block. You enter into his profile, and you see a picture of a man that if you squint, does look like the Richard you have here. This man is full formed, stood tall, chest out, hair and beard well maintained, only superficially related to the thin, disheveled man beside you.
Okay.
He was recruited on a planet fairly distant from anywhere you've ever been for his prior years of service in auditory, or his education, I should say, in auditory science and his time in the workforce in robotics engineering.
Auditory, you say?
Indeed.
Okay.
And lists a few family members, all of whom are distant or deceased.
Okay. All right. I don't want to be a dick. I mean, who's kidding? I do want to be a dick, but I'm not going to at this moment. But Billy's just going to store in the back of his head that we've had all this difficulty with fucking crazy ass sounds and ear bleeding and pressure and panels that target us specifically, and Richard with his auditory education background wasn't able to offer anything helpful, which makes Billy think maybe he was withholding something, but he's keeping that to himself. He's not saying it to anybody. He's just tucking that in the back of his mind.
Okay.
I think Billy's done with the terminal. I can relay what I found. I'm going to not mention anything about Richard to the group here because I'm assuming Richard's within earshot, but I'll relay what I found out about Donna and Edmund and tell everybody that, apart from some biographical details, it doesn't really seem like there's anything useful here.
All right.
I guess then Larry will just look eastward and see if he can find either one of the two rooms that we're looking for.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything else keeping us
You
here.
move around this block of desks, an even bigger block of metal, and you see there are two other doors to this room than the one that you entered. One that does head east and one that heads west.
East, I say.
East
Yeah.
it is.
All right.
Little did
Who
they know
leads?
they needed to go west.
Billy has, again, he's still got his pistol withdrawn, and he's perfectly comfortable with taking the first step through the door, assuming that it's a door we can open.
All right. You make your way over to the door, and bold assumption. You try the door. It is barred.
God damn. Here with
that legs on spring-loaded action, man.
with the Kool-Aid Man doors, the last couple of rooms, I kind of figured that Max had been like, these guys have had enough trouble with doors. I'll just let him kick them down. Okay. Well, Billy looks at Larry like, okay, hey, Larry, we got another Offboarder door here.
I look at Billy, wondering why he's looking at me when there's no ventilation shaft.
You said it's barred specifically?
No, just like you try the door and it opens a smidge and it seems like there's something on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Barricaded, not barred.
Something's blocking
Sorry
it.
if I
Okay.
said barred.
But it's a door we would otherwise be able to get through. There's no like security panel or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're running at it again.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Billy's not afraid of that. He's gonna take 6 steps back and charge at it with that God-given shoulder he's got.
And that
Yeah,
calloused
sure. Give me a roll.
shoulder.
Yeah. Give me your roll.
At
Is that
this
what you
point,
said?
it's like a built-in. Yeah, please. At this
Okay.
point, it's like a built-in set of like football pads, but only on that one side.
7. Oh shit!
Yeah,
17.
17.
With a negative
You
1
take a couple
modifier.
steps back, You give this door a massive thud, and you hear whatever's on the other side scrapes against the floor as you manage to push this door open enough to get your body through.
Telling you, man, shoulders get shit done.
Yeah!
Stumble. You sort of stumble through out into the hallway. A little hurt, but no, actual damage taken. And as you
Damn
pick
straight.
yourself back up or turn to your companions, whatever you do immediately after opening the door, you hear directly in front of you, "Hello. How may I help you?"
Oh,
And you feel
shit.
these set of metallic hands grab onto your shoulders. And I would like initiative, please.
Help! Help! Okay, initiative is just 2d10, right? No modifiers?
1d10.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1d10. I got an 8. Adam got an 8. Mike got
No,
a
1d10
9.
plus score, excuse me. Yeah, you can add
Oh,
whatever stat you feel is appropriate for initiative.
Well, given that I just Kool-Aid Man through the door, I'm going to say it's a -1 for caution. So actually, I'm going to say I got a 7.
Okay.
Oh,
Whoa.
did you just roll 3? Oh, God.
I did. What are you gonna do?
Oh, well, I'm going to remind you that as a pilot, I go first in combat, regardless of
I appreciate it.
situation.
Yes.
Thank fucking God.
Regardless how fucked over I am, I'm gonna go first.
I honestly like it's kind of fitting that my class is pilot, which allows me to go first, but I also have the worst caution score out of anybody in the party.
That is kind of
It's-
exactly what I had in mind. for
Yeah,
pilot, right?
it
You're
kind of works pretty
fast
well.
acting, reckless, and as soon as shit pops off, you're on your heels.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Anyway, so yeah, Pem, you go first, then Larry, then Rice.
Okay. Okay. Can I tell what the situation is? I mean, as far as I know, I just barged into a door and there's.
Yeah, since you go first, you have enough, speed to like lift your head up, and you see a hallway that goes forward and then turns left, and in the hall is a handful of these, thoroughly destroyed androids. But in front of you is one mangled but put together enough to move, and 2 more behind him on his way towards you.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Well, I said I had my pistol drawn.
That's true.
How far away from the one directly in front of me, am I? Like, in terms of feet?
Arm's length.
Arm's length. All right. Well,
1
then,
or 2 feet. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just gonna point at the center, whatever the average center of this being's mass is, and I'm
Sure.
gonna squeeze off one shot.
Oh, little did you know, they actually have 2-ton boots on, so their center of mass is right between your knees. You missed. I'm sorry.
Damn!
Take your shot.
If I was an offboarder, I would have known that.
Yeah, using physics.
Okay, so I'm gonna say 2d10 plus my precision roll, which is +1.
All right. Gotta beat a 12.
Shit.
You aim in front of you to take this shot off, and as you do, the android grabs your arm and aims up. Your bullet hits the ceiling harmlessly.
Okay. So,
You can still move if you want.
yeah, no, that's... Well, does he have a hold of my arm or my firearm?
No, not enough that would have... you could shake him off easy.
Okay, so then, whichever direction, left or right, gives me... Assuming that my party's coming in behind me, whichever direction, left or right, gives me more space for them to fire upon the androids in front of us, I'm going to move in that direction and, just be like, whoop, and try to, like, flatten myself up against a wall as much as possible.
All right.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Larry, you're up. You've got this one android in the doorway. It's like, from its jaw up is just shredded apart. It's leaking small amounts of oil. And, loose wires, teeth are visible. But despite all the damage, it is coherent enough that it's starting to make its way into the room. I assume one of you two is closest, seeing as you guys are next.
Okay. And you're saying it's making it into the room?
Yeah. On its turn, it seems like it's gonna, move in and attack, as all the previous androids have.
Okay. I will try to take a swing at the jaw point of its face with my wrench.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. And gotta beat a 6. You can do it.
Wow.
That hits.
Ties count.
Ties count.
Good thing I got a +3 precision, man.
All right. You take out your trusty wrench, not crowbar. You smack this thing in the jaw, and you hear, all these loose metal bits inside drop out and scatter on the floor, but the android does not drop as well.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to knock it over from the top, but that's way too small of damage.
You doing anything else? You moving, or is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'll move off to the opposite side of where Billie went.
Aw, I was hoping we would hug.
I mean, we can.
Billie looks visibly disappointed that Larry moved off to the opposite side.
You take a moment and stop being posed up against the wall to
he crosses his arms like, aw.
All right.
I do an air hug with Billie.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, how cute.
Everything's
Billie,
forgiven.
since it's your turn, is that your action?
So yes, one is his pouty. I'm sorry. I
Hem and Adam, you guys get. You have the same initiative. You guys go at the same time.
Since I've already had a turn, I'll let Ryson go first.
Okay.
All right, Adam, all you.
I'm sort of through the doorway a little bit. I'm gonna try and fire.
All right. You take aim. Let a couple shots out. Got to beat an 11.
Come on, Rice, you got this. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, he does. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
What was that?
Just 1d6,
D6.
right?
Yeah.
Oops.
Unless you're dealing with large.
Damn!
Flipping accountant, man.
The accountant,
OP.
cool as ever, used to being put in, let's call them uncomfortable circumstances by the company he works for. Levels his gun and places a single shot dead center of this thing. A small little bullet hole, but it's enough. The android stumbles in through the door and then collapses to his knees and then flat on the ground.
Fucking
Now you guys can
sweet.
see the two more in the hallway, as equally mangled as this one, start making their way. Adam, is that your turn? You gonna move at all?
Can I use the movement to shut the door?
Yeah, sure.
Wait a minute,
Run
me
over to
and
the
me
door,
and
pull it closed.
me and Larry are inside.
That's more prep time for him, man.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. I love that. That's great. That's
That
fantastic.
cold-blooded accountant, man.
That's fucking fantastic. Just to blow away the nearest enemy and then be like, gents, and then shut the door.
You are welcome.
Look, there's 3 androids and 3 of you. Rice has done his part.
Oh, man, that's so good. Wow. Okay.
All right, Adam, that is the end of your turn. Pem, you're up again.
Okay, and just to check, I get a turn this round despite already having the first turn. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get 1 free at the start of combat, basically.
Man, that's okay. All right. And what's the distance between me and Larry, assuming that we're like roughly on the same distance into this corridor on opposite walls? How far are we from the androids, the 2 that are approaching us?
I'd say 20, and then the next one is another 10.
Okay.
20 feet, and then another 10.
So I'm going to take aim at the nearest one at 20 feet. and squeeze off a round.
All right, go ahead.
Precision +1, yeah. 9.
Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Let me roll. No. I apologize, Pem. That does not hit. You take a shot, and the android you're aiming at starts doing the thriller dance and dodges with, like, perfect form.
Just frickin' moonwalks over to slap me in the face. Okay. Well, with that said, I missed my shot. I'm down. Oh, let me just update myself. I'm down to 4 rounds now. I'm going to back up to the door that Rice just shut on us, and I'm gonna bang on it really loudly, and that's my turn.
All right. Now it is the 2 remaining androids. Stumbling, nearly blind, the 2 of them make their way up to you guys. One of them, Pem, the one that you just attempted to shoot at,
Mm-hmm.
is going to try and hit you. 10, even roll. So go ahead and use whatever stat you'd like to try and dodge it.
Okay. I'm gonna say grit, which I don't have a modifier for. Excuse me. So just 2d10. Phew.
Okay, yeah. As Android attempts to wrap its arms around you and squeeze down, but it misses as you slip out of the way. And then, good lord.
I mean, if we're going with the thriller thing.
Moon dancer out of the way with the hee.
Mike, one of them stumbles over to you, each step getting slower and slower until it stops just before you, sort of hugs its midsection and looks at you with what little face it has left and says, "I'm sorry to bother you. I think I require assistance." And you hear this ding, and this flood of oil explodes out of its face onto you. Go ahead and give me an asphyxiation and poison save, please.
And which one was this? D10 or D? No, it had to be D20.
2d10.
2d10.
Right? Yeah, 2d10.
Yeah.
So mine is a 12. So
oh yeah, dude.
All right. Yeah, you're good.
That android
You
splooge
manage
doesn't
to
even
close your
affect you.
eyes and lift your hands in time to prevent this oil from blinding you. And that is the
Jurassic
end of
Park
their
won't get me.
turn. Yeah. And then it's back to you, Larry.
Billie's going to make a point of memorizing the fact that just assuming that we survive this and can joke about it on the ship later, he's going to memorize the fact that Larry just had an android come in his face.
Jesus.
Just for telling stories later.
Well, all I can say is good thing I got grease wipes.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
You
Flammable.
kept it from getting in your eyes. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
Don't let it
At
get
least
in
I
your
won't go
eyes.
blind.
Yep.
Fuck it. I'll take a swing at it.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Finish the job.
You crit.
Holy shit. That's the first positive crit we had. We had so wait, I just wonder
one catastrophe.
we had it was Jonny Washy, right? Had a negative crit
I think it was, yeah.
not a negative, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That was when was that
A critical failure.
the spider? Yeah, there you go. Was that the spider or was that something else?
Yes,
yeah,
I
it's
think
where
it
you
was
couldn't even
just
see
last
the thing
session.
over him.
Oh, dude, this is so awesome.
All right.
I've been
These are not your.
Sorry,
Okay.
go ahead. No. I was gonna say I've been so stoked about your critical system this entire play session. I've been like, oh man, who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get the natural crit?
Yeah, so these are not your, double damage crits from D&D.
Yeah.
In the book, it says 2 10s means you experience nothing short of a miracle. So, Mike, what fucking miracle takes place here as you go to swing at this android?
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
I would say at minimum the combat is over. You won.
Wait, like the whole combat or just with this android?
Oh yeah, no, the whole
Yeah.
combat.
Like you literally
fuck.
you
It
swat
is
this
a
thing's head
miracle.
off and it blows the other android apart or something. Like that's
Yeah, something fucking
All right,
crazy
all right.
happened.
Right. I take my wrench and I swing towards my right, do a full turn, and smack this android right on the head. And with enough force, not only to pop off the head, killing the android and sending the android's head towards the other android and killing that one, but somehow I managed to get its oil come off my hand.
The sheer force of your swing gets all this viscous liquid off of your hand as you smack this android.
wow.
Sever it cleanly and send it flying into the other one, which turns
Man.
just in time to catch a face full of metal as it stumbles over you, Pem, and just rolls harmlessly over you to the ground, both dead.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that I ended up being covered in the cum from the
I'm
robots
getting
being
ready,
killed.
man.
That
Who's
would have
going
also been a
now?
miracle. I'm sorry.
That's great. Okay. Yep. So Billy's gonna have to think twice before he brings the story up because Larry just did the coolest fucking thing he's ever seen. Okay.
Rice
wait,
had
wait,
no
wait, wait.
witness.
Rice is outside with the door closed. That's so perfect. Rice, you wait. Okay, so I'm assuming combat is over. The sound of combat dies down. I want to hear what Rice does when he doesn't hear anything on the other side of the door.
Yeah, Adam. You hear a whole series of bing, da bong, bang, dong, and then nothing for a couple seconds. What do you do?
I think I need to reload. I've used all 6 bullets now. So obviously, I was reloading in the room. Then I sort of like put the gun around the corner, and then nothing happens. So I look around and see all the cum everywhere.
Yeah, you open the door expecting to see these 2 androids in struggle with your 2 companions, but instead you just see this pool of blood, or of oil, excuse me.
It smells like sex in here.
It smells like Axel was here.
Oh god. Axel would love this game.
Okay, so yeah, assuming that Rice is now looking into the corridor, Billy is, he's getting up and he's looking at the splatter of android leavings that are on him from Larry's godlike destruction of these remaining 2 androids. And he turns to Rice and he's like, dude, you missed the coolest fucking thing I have ever seen.
Oh,
Larry just smirks.
He's cool as a cucumber.
Man, why'd you close the door?
It is automatic door.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Larry, not Larry, I'm sorry. Billy clearly points to the non-automatic hinges and kicks the door, and it swings back and forth on those hinges.
Yeah, you can open emergency doors without automatic.
Sure.
If nothing
man.
else, Ryson is a clever man.
Yeah. You don't get to be company accountant of a near fascist dystopia without being a clever man.
Yeah.
Okay, holy shit. I'm still psyched up about that critical
Yeah.
roll. That was awesome.
The crit. That was sick as hell.
Wow. That's probably, I mean, assuming we don't, play this for another 18 sessions or something, that's probably the only critical success we're going to get, I would imagine. That's worth remarking upon.
This is going to get a highlight on the channel.
That was pretty fantastic.
That was pretty That's going to get the numbers of the channel, man.
That's right. We're going to go from 6.7 subscribers to 12.8 right away.
Make sure to give Billy some grease wipes for his accident while he gets up.
Yeah, Billy uses one grease wipe to wipe down the robot oil on him, and then he uses the other grease wipe to shove down his pants. take care of the cream that he just produced in his pants for that awesome roll. Whew. All right, toss those wipes to the side. Yep.
Yeah. You've got a hallway before you that goes forward just a little past where the two androids were and then turns to the left.
I'm assuming
northward, for those of you keeping
track. Northward. Okay. So nothing in excuse me a second. Nothing in the eyes communication to us said that the location we were going to was perpetually east. They just said go east to get to where you need to go. But presuming that we've gone east and east and east, and the corridor eventually turns to the north, I'm thinking we should keep going the way that we're going. Does that sound correct to you guys?
Yeah.
I mean, unless we see some kind of sign to either one of the two rooms, I don't see any point deviating.
Yeah. Or we see something that goes more east than what we're going. Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with continuing north. Is there a door, a hatch out of this corridor, or are we just continuing in that direction?
Once you get around the corner where it turns, you see, there's another door at the end of this hall.
Okay.
And do we see what the deal is with all those android corpses? Like, is there anything that will tell us, like, how they got dismantled like that, or just
you
corpses?
Can look over them. Go ahead and give me a roll, please.
Come on, Offboarder.
It's pretty good, yeah. You take a look at them and you see that they all have the same sort of superficial damage that the three you just fought have. But as you look deeper in them past the surface level wounds, you see that with much more precision, a lot of the, tubing that keeps their oil and lubricant flowing and their electronics, like, deep in the core of their body have been not, like, broken or severed, but, like, fully removed.
Larry will convey that observation, and he'll also say that maybe it has something to do with those amalgamations that we've been seeing, since they've been cobbled together by android pieces anyways.
Yeah. Not to cut off the narrative here, but Jonny is technically still with us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because Billy always has in the back of his mind that he has that part of the ship model that he picked up off the ground that had originally him, Jonny, and Larry. And then when Rice joined the group, suddenly it was him, Jonny, Larry, and Rice, all these little miniature figurines on this ship bridge part of the model that he kept in his pocket. Okay, so I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just trying to make sure that Jonny was still with the group.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'm in favor of continuing on.
Yeah, unless I spot anything else that would be relevant, I would say moving on.
Yeah, I feel like
All right.
Billy of the 3 speaking parts in the party right now, Billy's going to be the least tuned in to anything that would be useful in this section of the station. It would be either Larry in an engineering sense or Rice in a a company and accounting knowledge sense that's going to see something that's useful. So
All
Billy's
right.
just going to kind of follow their lead.
Sounds good. Just to real quickly, I actually misdescribed this hallway for you. It does continue east and then turn north, as I said. But about halfway through it, it branches to continue north and turn back east. And at the end of that much shorter east hallway is the door. So
No,
you can go north or you could continue east.
any signage?
No, but the door here is not one of the wooden ones. It is a mechanical metal door.
The door to the east.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds promising to me.
Yeah, sounds promising to me too.
That sciencey and experiments need a metal door.
Mm-hmm.
So do sudden death.
Any vents?
There's probably one above you, but no openings to it.
Okay, well, you all have about 25 seconds before Billy starts charging this door with his shoulders, so...
Well,
Those
after
of you who are
doing
not prepping a tackle, notice that this door does not swing. It is a sliding door.
Oh, as if that can stop a shoulder.
Yeah, that's why I specify it. Billy doesn't see that.
I mean,
Billy is
maybe if
fully
he
ready.
angles it, hit correctly.
True, maybe. Anything is possible. We could see the second crit happen right here.
There ain't a door in the universe that can stop Billy
Billy punches through like a charger from Left 4 Dead and gets you guys exactly where you're trying to go.
Well, after doing this normal routine now of temp check, Larry notices that it's a sliding door and lets Billy know he's not extremely needed at the moment.
Oh, okay. He sees Larry's gesture and backs off.
Coach just benched you, Billy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm just imagining
Don't worry.
because
We'll
watched
keep him in the back pocket.
Yeah, I watched Lord of the Rings here in the last month or so, and I'm just imagining every time Billy backs up to charge a door, he's hearing in his head, "Grand, grand, grand."
One of the few old Earth media that
Yep.
survived. Billy is one of like 10 people in the galaxy who's ever heard of
It's
it.
just how he gets psyched up. He actually calls his right shoulder grand. He doesn't tell anybody that, but he does.
No one ever knew.
Nope.
Billy's shoulder is a demonic mace from an old bygone fantasy. Okay, and do I see a way to open the door, or does it need a panel use?
You do. This one has a card reader on its side,
Ah,
much like in all the previous.
I got
we
some
might need you
cards.
more than we thought.
Okay. What do you think would get us through this door? We're thinking science, right?
Yeah.
So Richard actually he retained his badge. He's got the science badge. I don't have that. So we'll have to ask Richard to try.
Oh, he's
his.
got it on him?
Well, when we first found him, he had a badge on him with a green bar that had his name on it, and I didn't confiscate it from him, so I'm assuming he still
Okay,
has it.
yeah, then he still has it. He'll hand it over to you, or you can have him slot it in himself if you want.
Oh, I'll ask him kindly because I kind of feel like I've been a dick. Richard, would you care to try your badge on this door?
Yes, of course. He meekly walks over to the card reader. He takes, the card and the lanyard around his neck, and he slots it in. Waits a minute, and you all hear, "Meep beep." Wow, that was not my finest.
Sound like
It
the
gives you a
Roadrunner.
little. Yeah, it gives you a very disappointing sound, and the door does not open.
It was the door that made the sound, not you.
I was trying to go for, like a softer beep.
Yeah.
A beep that expresses failure. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Oh, wait, does this mean Billy has an excuse to slap Richard in the back of the head?
That's up for you to decide.
entirely up to you,
He
man.
refrains, but he's really thinking about doing it.
Grand.
All right, I'm giving you guys 3 chances. That's 1. It failed.
I mean, you're the one that holds the other 2 chances.
Okay, I've got Edmund, my blue security badge. Let's try that.
It also blinks red and gives you a sad
Shit.
beep.
All right, this is it.
I like
very
how
tempted
he's
to
like
try
laughing.
again.
If Donna
I took a breath
McCauley's
into do, and I was like, "Hold on, this is not going to go any better."
if Donna McCauley's yellow manager badge doesn't work, then Billy's going to charge this door.
Oh, excuse me. When you use Edmund,
Oh yeah.
it doesn't just beep. You see another panel reveals itself. And, it is a second card reader that like glows blue for a second before the beeping stops and all the lights turn off.
Glows blue for a second. Okay. Well, can I try the Edmund security badge on the new panel?
As you remove it, the panel recedes.
Shit. It glowed blue, so I thought that meant blue badge. So Billy's going to insert Edmund's badge back into the first reader and see if that second reader pops out again.
It does.
Okay. Now I'm going to use the yellow manager Donna McCauley badge on the second reader.
All right, you put it in. Beep beep. Failure. No door.
Okay. But the second reader is still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Richard,
assuming you have not removed Edmund.
I haven't. No. Richard, would you
Okay,
try
yeah,
your science badge on that second reader?
Sure, yeah. He does so. Beep beep. No.
Fuck. I thought this was like a 2-factor authentication thing where you needed it's like in the Mission Impossible movies where you need 2 keys to get to the secret lab thing.
Oh yeah.
All right. What am I missing? Larry? Rice?
Maybe we need the key card of somebody who's actually a manager of the science department here, such as that chief advisor.
That's possible. There were 4 colors we were dealing with, and we've confirmed
Do you
that.
have the 4th color?
No, I don't. So we've confirmed yellow is manager. We've confirmed blue is security and green is science. But I think there was a red, and we don't know what red was. So Billy is just going to convey to the group that he was thinking this was 2-factor. Maybe you require the leaders of 2 different departments to get into this room, but it sounds like Larry is thinking something else. Is that correct?
Well, it's along the same lines, really.
You just think that that our cards don't have the clearance. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, somebody that actually worked in this department, in this area. Probably in one of these offices.
Okay. I mean, if we're suggesting splitting up and checking these offices for a badge, Billy's fine with trying that.
I'm definitely not suggesting that we split up.
Oh, okay. Well, Billy's suggesting we split up because he's a psycho. We already know that even if we worked together, Rice would close the door on us the first second.
That is
first
true.
second something bad happened, so might as well work separately.
Well, we've got no other recourse other than another shoulder check.
Yeah, I think Billy's just going to find the first nearby office type door and duck in and see if he can't find a badge.
All right. So going back?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Assuming that we can't go in the direction we were trying to
the
go.
closest one would be that north room, right?
But we haven't been to the North Room, right? It's unexplored. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that I would just try. Well, I am a pilot with -1 caution, but even so, I don't think I would just charge into the next unexplored space looking for a badge. My
Again.
first, yeah. My first inclination would be to, if I'm pulling up the map that Max sent us, it would be to go back. Oh God, I don't know.
The thing is, we didn't explore anything really.
Fuck, man, my charging shoulder is getting itchy.
Well, we can all just we can always just check the north one all together.
All right, I'll follow your lead.
Just have Ryson go first, so that he can't close the door.
Yeah. And the whole time, Billie's just rubbing his shoulder.
You know,
Okay.
nothing says that you can't shoulder check an android.
True. Next combat, I'll have
That
to
is
keep that in
true.
mind. Yeah.
Try the door to the north.
Yep, that's my vote.
Yeah, you guys follow the hall north, and it turns left to the west, and before you is another standard wooden office door.
All right. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do in a sound clip.
Yeah!
Unless anyone stops him, yeah, Billy's gonna push right through this door.
Yep. Full-throated
All right, yeah.
endorsement.
Real quick, Pem, if I could get you to roll me a d6, please.
Oh, God. Okay. Whew. Is that my damage?
All right. No, it is not. You
Oh.
punch open the door and are lightly misted in the face with rather warm water, and all of a sudden you're in this wet, humid, warm environment. You look around at a small, like, internal gardens in this area. Completely with artificial ducks.
There's ducks in here, you guys. Is there
It gives an atmosphere, man.
yeah, is there enough lighting for me to judge what this space is?
Yeah, sure. You look around. It is brightly lit, and you see a very sterile white room with these thin walking paths around all these flowers and bushes. There are a couple small, like, two-person benches sat facing into the room. It's almost pleasant.
Does it look more park-like or more like agricultural? Like, does it look like more like a greenhouse?
It looks more park-like.
Okay. All right. I'm assuming that Larry and Rice and Jonny and Richard are right behind me as I come into the store. And they can see what I see.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this looks pleasant.
It sounds pleasant too.
Ducks and everything. How fucking insane would it be if ducks and crickets survived to this point on this goddamn space station?
Life finds a way.
Okay. Is there anything in this room that would indicate? Obviously, I mean, there's no guarantees that we could just judge this entire space and be like, clearly there are no badges here. But there's nothing. There's no desks. There's no drawers. There's nothing that we would rummage through to find a badge. I'm presuming.
Yeah. There's no,
Okay.
like, furniture in here.
Okay. And relative to the door we were trying to get through before, is there anything in this room that we would think like, oh, if we found a vent on, say, this wall, it might lead us past the doorway we were trying to get through?
Sorry, repeat that?
So, just like, looking around the room, assuming that Billie knows where the the door was that we were trying to get through that we couldn't get through, is there anything in this room that, he would be thinking like, oh, if we could find a vent on this wall, that would get us back to the corridor beyond the door we couldn't get through? Sorry, I feel like I
there
described
are
that terribly.
probably several vents in this room that are all actively blowing in warm air. And they've thus far run basically parallel to all the corridors you guys have been traveling down. So, if you could get into one from here, it's definitely possible it could lead you there.
All
But
right.
none that are like, oh, obviously this goes there.
Yeah. Oof. Okay. No obvious ones. Well, I don't know that Billy wants to stick his head into a random vent opening and hope for the best. I think Billy just kind of he looks at the room and he looks back at his party and he just kind of gestures like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what is this place? Looks like we're hanging out in the park.
Recreation area.
Yeah.
Is there a bin near the benches?
Sorry, are there what
Like-
near the benches?
Garbage bin?
A bin, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there probably would be, a little garbage.
Could have dropped off the card in there.
Okay. I guess Larry will go check to see if there's a card in there.
Yeah, you look through. Go and give me a roll, please.
He's gonna find porno. I know it.
Or Android com.
Ew. I don't know why that's worse than porno, but it is.
Bro, at least I'm prepared for Android.
That's true. We've already experienced that.
Yeah. Larry, you look through this bin and you find this little tissue balled up, bright red, smells of blood, but you don't find any badge.
Just to be clear, there's no body, like human bodies in this space, right? That we can see?
Oh no.
No android bodies either?
Nope. This room is otherwise pretty pristine.
I guess I leave that ball of blood alone.
Okay.
I mean, what if I poke it with my wrench?
Mhm.
You definitely could.
I lightly poke it with my wrench.
Yeah, you do so. You give it a and it sort of, you shift it in such a way that it opens up and you can see a small collection of teeth.
Oh.
Well,
He
my
fairies got
curiosity is
lost.
stated.
This isn't the first time we've encountered teeth.
Didn't you keep that one?
No. I found it, and then I checked my own mouth to see if I was missing teeth, and when I realized I wasn't, I just tossed the tooth back on the floor. Billy lives such a life that he cannot remember how many teeth he has without counting.
1, 2, no, 3.
I mean, we're in deep
Oh.
space. It's not like dental visits are that easy to come by.
Yeah. Very true. Well, Larry's curiosity is sated. He'll walk back to the group.
Yeah, I'm not feeling like we're gonna find a way through that door in this room.
Time to check elsewhere then.
Okay. So I'm.
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh, never mind.
Undo.
It was an accident. was an
Undo.
I missed one. Okay, I'm trying to give you guys a full accounting of the rooms and such, and I missed one. Okay. There's just 2 little hallways I overlooked that you hadn't been down. It's my bad. There you go. Okay.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I like how how space is so capitalized.
I didn't
Don't
want
go
anyone to
this way.
overlook that.
Okay, so if we were to go, east and then south, we'd be back at that door we had a problem with. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and that
Yeah,
is
you guys are in the botanical lounge right now.
that is the most direct way to go east, which is what the eyes told us to do. Man. All right. Well, I propose we head back to that door and yeah, I think Billy's shoulder is itching even more than it was before.
All right, let's go. Let's go give it a try.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll go ahead and give him an angle to try.
I mean, is there something that Billy like? I don't want to be the only one who addressed those two panels. So originally we used the blue security key on the visible panel, and a second panel popped up. Billy's thought was, oh, okay, second factor, like we need another authorized badge. But if you guys have another, like, before I destroy my shoulder on this door, does anybody else have any ideas on how this freaking door works?
I mean, Larry's only idea is that we need another key for that second slot.
Here.
I feel like, I don't know, in Billy's mind, it feels like we've been on this station for so goddamn long. We've seen so much of it. I mean, granted, not 100% of it, but the eyes wouldn't have told us to come here if they didn't think we could already get through this door. I feel like whatever is required to get through this door, we already have it. We just aren't figuring it out. That's what Billy's thinking is. And I'm just trying to, like, rethink how this could open. It's clearly a badge access, the second panel that popped up, right?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Seems so.
I mean, you could try using the manager one first. Instead of the security one.
Yeah, that's true, because I used the security one and the second panel popped out, and then I was like, oh, okay. All right, okay, so let's go back to square one then. Let's use the yellow manager badge on the first panel and see what happens to the second panel.
All right. You all shuffle on back to the locked door. Do as you said. You take. Did you guys already take the security card out?
Yes.
Okay. Then you put in the manager one, and it gives you the beep beep and blinks red.
Damn.
Thank you, Adam.
You were prepared with that.
Adam's like, I can see what's going to happen.
Okay. I'm going to put the blue badge back in the first panel to get the second panel back.
All right. Yep, you do so, and it does indeed come back.
Is there, on the first or second panel, is there any kind of jack? Is there a USB port or something that I can, because I've got this PDA of mine. I'm just wondering if I can...
Yeah. In fact, I would say there is a port that would be basically perfect for your thing to fit into.
Okay. Is this on the first
like
panel or the second panel?
It would be on the first.
Okay. I'm going to plug my PDA in.
A couple different open slots.
Yeah. I'm going to plug the PDA in. I wrote in my notes that I have a boot program on my PDA, which I presume means that I could perhaps well, you'll tell me if this is possible, but I'm thinking about...
I know what it is. It's to boot up the ship.
Oh, that's what I wrote down.
That's correct. Yeah, because you guys have done self-driving, self-piloting ships before. Yeah.
Okay, boot program is a bit... I should have been more specific when I wrote that down. All right. When I plug my PDA into this port on the door control panel, does anything pop up that might give me an ability to open the door independent of any badge access?
What do you think the readout of your PDA is like? Like, can it give you information about a door when you have it open, or is it more like an electric lockpick, basically?
No, I'm thinking it's more like a little, personal assistant kind of thing. And when I plug
Okay,
whatever port I plug it into, it's going to give me whatever useful information it can about what I've plugged it into. Now, of course, it could be that it can't determine anything useful about what I plugged it into, in which case it would just be like, yeah, sorry, dude, but
yeah, you plug it in, and your PDA readout starts to blink to life, and it gives you at the very top in like all caps. It says list of acceptable excuse me, list of acceptable applicants, and underneath that it just says, also in bold, security. And underneath of that it says door access to list of acceptable applicants, and it gives you a list of 5 names, including director, I already forgot her name, Lisa Valioso, and
oh.
Admiral Keegan Hofer, among 3 other names, all
Shit.
of whom the other 3 also have like naval titles before their name:
Yeah.
admiral, captain, and lieutenant.
Okay. When we were in the space that where we used the was Larry, right, that used the terminal that gave us that info?
Mm-hmm.
Did we didn't actually like look around for anything badge like, did we?
We didn't look for badges, no.
No. Is this the kind of thing where, say, we could like, is it I'm assuming it's just badge access, right? Like there's no like retinal scan or voice print identification or something like that for
Yeah,
this store.
just badges here.
Sounds like we got to go back, guys. Like Billy's gonna
Mhm.
explain what he's reading on his PDA, but it sounds like we need to find a badge of either the Admiral or that other lady.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to look for one of their offices.
Yeah.
I tried to find their offices through the server room's information, but didn't list their room numbers or anything like that.
Yeah. Was it the server room or was it PC Control that had all the frosted doors off of it, or was it both of them?
Oh, it was the
It was
PC room
PC
that had
control.
the
Okay.
frosted.
I think Billy's advocating that we go back and check those side offices to see if we can find a badge that would help us get through this door.
Yep, sounds good.
Alrighty. I would also keep
Okay.
in mind that the 5 that's being listed would sound to be pretty high up, so they probably won't be in a side office.
Did we see anything that looked like we didn't see anything that looked like an exec office necessarily, did we? I guess we'd have to go. We can go back and Max can re-describe it, but I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
We weren't exactly looking for anything either.
True.
Yeah, I think the only door you guys looked through there was engineering.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
yeah.
we
Assuming that
PC
we're
control.
yeah, PC control.
All right. As you guys do so, can I have first someone roll me a d6, and then after that, can I have everybody make me we will call it a precision check, please.
Okay, your D6 is 5 precision. You say so. It's 2d10 again, right?
Yeah, 2d10 plus precision.
Yeah. Okay.
Oops.
You can just
Is that
add
a plus?
if you want to keep the number. Yeah.
Not a natural
Yeah,
20,
so-
but it's a 20 for me.
Oh, one off from
15.
a second crit pass right there. 15 for you, Adam.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you
17.
all start making your way.
Really good rolls.
Yeah, you guys rolled really well. You guys all start making your way back toward PC control, and as you approach the door to get through the server room, you guys hear what sounds like footsteps walking on the other side of it.
Okay, and just to be clear, Richard and Jonny are still with us, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Jonny says, "I'm in the rear with the gear," and then he points to Richard in like a baby harness on his chest.
Oh man, I'm getting some C3PO with Wookiee.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Turn around, you woolly. Am I wrong, or did Jonny actually say I'm in the rear with the gear at a certain?
Yes, he did.
He did, right?
No, that was Larry that says that. but
Oh, okay.
Max said it as Jonny.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I mistook that. Oh man, I miss Harry. Ah, too bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's a shame.
All right. Well, we are at the top of our third hour. Do we want to get into this
yeah, that sounds like a
room,
very
or
good
do we
place to
want
leave
to?
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, should we leave it here?
I'm fine with leaving it here.
Okay. Adam.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Oh man. Okay, this is so much fun. I'm really enjoying this. I know I've said
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
before,
this is a
but
good
I
session.
am. I'm very much enjoying it.